Rolando Garcia left home on Saturday night telling his family he was off to hang out with friends, just like he did every Saturday after work. Tragically, less than 24 hours later, the construction worker was found submerged in a ditch off the road. His family is left with more questions than answers about what happened after he left home and why he was discharged so quickly from the Northern Regional Hospital early Sunday morning. His nephew, Mark Cabrera, shared with News 5 that they were shocked to find Garcia at home on Sunday morning, especially after receiving a call the night before saying he had been taken to the hospital.
He told me he was feeling dizzy. His breathing was very labored, and he had trouble breathing. He had very shallow breathing, of course, and he had a lot of noise. You could hear like wheezing exactly when he was breathing. So thereafter, we contacted my aunt as well to come look for him, and we took him inside. I asked him, what had happened, because I saw his head was banded up all over, and it seemed like the gas was here, right? So I asked him, what happened? What happened to you? Did someone hit you? Did you fell? He mentioned he doesn't remember. And it was not even 15 minutes after him being there when he started sort of convulsing, I guess, because he said he wanted to spit. Every time he's spitting, I noticed he's spitting blood.
The situation went from bad to worse in no time, Cabrera recounted. His uncle's condition deteriorated rapidly, and before they could rush him back to the hospital, he was already limp and motionless.
He mentioned that he wants to go to sleep. He feels tired, so we're speaking, just wait a little longer. My aunt is coming. And so he was speaking to my mom when he started convulsing. Then my mom, when I looked at him, he was already, his eyes were sort of rolling over the place. And same time, my aunt reached right at the nick of time. We managed to put him in the back of the pickup. We rushed along the way. I was giving him CPR at the back of the pickup. But as soon as we passed, I say around Cuellos, I saw that his eyes rolled back and he became limp. Now that we reached the hospital, I told the doctors, my uncle wasn't there, was just released approximately, maybe an hour or 2 hours ago, because we didn't know exactly how long he was there, how long it would take for him to be released. So the doctors and nurses that came out, they looked at him, they were stunned, right? Because they just had attended to him. So they looked surprised as to, we're bringing him now.
Cabrera shared that when he questioned the medical team about why his uncle was released so quickly, they claimed Rosado had discharged himself voluntarily. However, Cabrera revealed that before his uncle passed away, he told him the exact opposite.
I was telling them, what happened? My uncle was just here. You guys should have him there, for observation. You should have taken care of him. He had a big gash. At that time, I didn't know how big his cut was, up until when I was giving CPR. His gauze, everything, the band fell off, and that's when I saw it was maybe 4 fingers. I was speaking to the doctor, I guess the one in charge. I asked him, so what had happened? My uncle came, and you guys didn't provide proper due care to my uncle. You just stitched him, and first they had mentioned that he had already been, he released himself.
Did he tell you before he died if he walked out voluntarily, or did they release him?
He told me that they had released him. Yeah, that's what
they
released. Yeah, they released him, yes. And
what are they saying to you now?
They mentioned firstly that he released himself, that he decided to go.
Whether Garcia left the hospital on his own or was discharged is one of the many questions currently under investigation. Felix Rayburn, the manager of Northern Regional Hospital, is at the center of this inquiry. Can you say at this point whether he voluntarily released or walked out, released himself, or was he released by the hospital?
That is also a part of the investigation.
Is there anything you can share with us preliminarily at this stage?
That we're investigating the issue.
And what about first observations that the medical team made when he came in?
Again, that's also a part of the investigation.
Okay, can you at least say when you think all of this will be released to the public?
It is very dependent on the schedule of the post-mortem examination.
Or the scope of the investigation, who all will be interviewed?
For the investigation, we normally interview the people who had direct contact with the client, and we also go on the report of the post-mortem examination.
The Minister of Health has chosen to hold off on making any comments until the investigation is fully completed.
I will not respond on something that I don't have proper information on. So our team is investigating the matter to find out exactly what really transpired. Before I can comment, I prefer to wait until I get a full briefing from the regional manager and through our Dr. Polanco, who is doing the research and investigation on that issue.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.